Okay, so I'm gonna pick one. The hard. I'm not gonna do hard. It's going back, and then I'm gonna pick again. And it's gonna come. It's hard again. Not gonna do it. Going back and then pick again. Medium, sure. I'm going to the Python. Let's start. Okay, so non-overlapping intervals. Mm-hmm. Given an array of intervals where intervals I is the list of start I and end I, return the minimum number of intervals you need to remove to make the rest of intervals non-overlapping. Mm-hmm. Minimum number of intervals, okay. So we have 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 1, 2. And then it says 1, 3 can be removed. The rest of the intervals are non-overlapping. Okay, so it says this kind of 2, 2 situation, they assume non-overlapping. So this is also non-overlapping. This is also non-overlapping. But clearly, this 1, 2 is kind of overlapping here. And also there. So that is why I need to remove this guy. And that's going to be the minimum number of removing, sure. We have 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, and obviously all the intervals are overlapped. That is why I need to remove 2 intervals, sure. 1, 2, 2, 3. As I said, this kind of 2, 2 is no overlapping. Sure. So interval will be this amount, and then the given interval is always length 2 for the start and end. This is interesting because start and end could be negative number, sure. So basically, I understood the question and also I understood the example. So I think now is the time to move on to think about how to solve this. But I have no idea. Um, so, well, what should I do? What should I do? So because this is an interval question, so it's kind of good idea to sort by starting time of each interval. So for example, like this given interval, after sorting, I'm gonna sort this, gonna change to like this, right? And I need to remove. So if let's keep track of the previous interval. So let's say if we have the previous one, this one, and I see the current start is, while iterating this interval, I see current start is less than, equal would be fine, less than 2. So that is why this is clearly overlapping, so that I cannot use this guy. So that I'm going to implement the number of the interval I'm going to remove. And now we come into 2, 3, and then see 2 is not less than 2 because it's equal. So I don't have to remove this 2, 3. So what I'm going to do is I'm not going to increment the answer interval numbers, but I'm going to update current ending. Actually, I don't need to keep track of the start. I just keep track of the current ending and then the previous ending, and then just compare current start. So in this case, I'm gonna update previous ending with 3 and then go to the next. And then I see the current start is not the less than the previous ending, so I don't have to remove it again. So this example one gonna work. And then if one two case, so to increment, okay, it's working. That's gonna work. And the interval is always, we are gonna have one interval. So in that case, like if we assume edge case would be only one interval, what's gonna happen? So okay. It's, well, I think I'm gonna initialize because I need to compare all the time. So I'm gonna initialize the previous ending with the first element, and then I'm gonna do the iteration from the second element. And if we only have one, we put one stuff to the current previous ending, and then I'm gonna do the for loop from the second element, but because we don't have the second element if the given interval is length 1, so we're gonna skip the for loop, and also if I initialize answer integers by 0, I'm gonna return 0. So interval 1 case, we don't have to remove anything, so answer 0 will be nice, and also answer 0 initialization gonna work for all the other examples. So I think I'm ready to code. So um, so I said um, I'm gonna before sorry actually, if um, yeah, like it's the edge case, like if the length of the interval is 1, we don't have to do like sorting or any kind of thing. Just just return it 0. Yeah, it's just the edge case. And then, as I said, I'm gonna sort by start, and I'm gonna initialize the answer variable by 0, and then eventually I'm gonna return this answer. And also I'm gonna initialize ending, prevent gonna be the intervals, the first element, second element as the preventing, and then I'm gonna iterate the rest of the intervals, 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 and if current start is less than or equal to, no, not equal, less than previous, my voice, less than n, in that case I'm gonna increment, right, I'm gonna increment, right, and then um, otherwise we don't have to remove anything, so I'm gonna just update previous end with current end, current end. So when we move it, I don't have to update, because if I update because of sorting, that's going to be longer. I don't want to update with a longer one. The shorter one is better to avoid overlapping. So it makes sense to not update previous ending. Uh-huh. That looks good. Okay, so I'm gonna run the test case. Everything is it's not working. Why is that? Um, it's okay. So why is that? So 1, 2, right? So I'm gonna initiate. I'm sorting in previous. Right, because I need to start from 1, the second element. Okay. No, looks good. Oops. what happened? This is hard to know what's happening, so I'm gonna actually copy this test case here, and actually what I want to see after solving what happened. Intervals, what happened to it? And what happened was, uh, so I need to remove 7, but I said 8. Why? So this is overlapping, this is also overlapping, this is also overlapping, this is also overlapping, overlapping. This is not overlap. So one, how many I removed? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I remove 6, and then now 30, 47. This is no overlap, but now this is overlap. Huh? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I remove 6, remove 7, and then now I remove this guy. So that is my 8, right? But it's supposed to be 7. Why? Why is that? Why 7? Uh, why 7? So why 7? 30, 47. Um, um, if what? Why 7? So that's before the negative. I'm gonna check the positive case. So these guys are not overlapped. This is overlapped. This is also overlapped with 5895. 5895, 5895. This is no overlap. So it looks like I need to remove these two. So it's fine. It looks like negative is not working. So if I keep this, this will overlap. So I need to remove 5. So this is overlap. This is also overlap. This is also overlap. This is overlap. This is overlapped. This is also overlap. It's supposed to be 8. It's supposed to be 8. What? Is it because am I missing something? So maybe I'm going back to the question. Given an array of integers, between the minimum number of intervals you need to remove to make the rest of the intervals non-overlapping. And only 18 case pass. You could have negative. What's the way? Oh, well, can I do that? So if I keep this, this is overlap, this is overlap, this is also overlap. What's wrong with it? minus 37, no, 73. This is overlap. This is overlap. This is overlap. This is also overlapped. This is overlapped. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We want to just remove only 5 and then keeps 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. How can I keep 2? How can I keep 2? If I choose, oh, this guy? Right. If I keep, no, it's, yeah, that's right. If I keep, right, if I keep this one and this remain, right, and then I'm going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, that's right. So it looks like initialization was a bad idea. Somehow I want to keep this one without removing it. So minus 7. So let's visualize it. So we are going to have like minus 73 and minus 26. So minus 62 to minus 49. That's somewhere there. And then minus 40 is there. Minus 26. Yeah, so I think the sorting by start and end ascending order was a bad idea, looks like. So it looks like what I have to do is I need to sort by ending because we don't want to. Oh, right, because as I said, I want to have like shorter end so that next one not going to be overlap. So it looks like I need to sort by ending first. Is that true? Is that true? I can just try. So sorted by key gonna be the lambda function, and then this is just two length array. So I'm gonna sort by ending, and then just in case, I'm gonna sort by starting next. So if I do this, well, somehow it's solved. But I don't have the logical the English sentence to explain. So like now it looks like it's obviously sorted by the ending. So we initialize by minus 49, overlap, and then previous ending compared to the start, right? So a overlap. No, this is not overlapped. And now this is minus 26 and the overlap. But these are not overlapped. And the positive one gonna be sorted by when I sort by ending, it's actually also sorted by start somehow. So it looks like let's run for the rest of the stuff. Okay. So that was the way to solve. But what's the logical way of explaining it? So, so it looks like this is a greedy type of question, and then uh, to check whether overlap happened, um, we are going to compare the start with the previous ending. So it's it's logical to sort the given interval by ending ascending order, so that the current start is not gonna they can we can minimize the overlap of current start with the previous ending. It's not really convincing to me, but so basically this is the solution um, O of uh, no, time gonna be O of n log n, because I thought n log n gonna happen here, and then this is n, which is smaller than log n log n, and then we actually the space used by n because of the Python sorting gonna use extra array, but in the whole loop I'm not creating any extra data. So that's the um, so that's it for this question.